Kickoff is brought to you by Community First Credit Union, Winn-Dixie, Baptist Health, Bowden Nye and Associates, Brumos Automotive, and Coastal Spine and Pain Center.
Hello and welcome into Armada Kickoff. We're shaking the rust off after the bye week last week. Krissty, you ready to go?
Okay, let's get started.
All right, let's get started. Here's what we have to come here on the show today. We'll see the Armada players getting up close and personal with some young soccer teams in the community. And we'll hear from two members of the Armada that are getting set to face their old club, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, on Saturday.
We'll also have the latest from around the NASL, and we're going to take a look at Twitterverse to see just how Armada supporters and players spent the bye week. But
let's first start with the Armada taking training on the road. There are basically four ways that fans can connect with a player. That player can do something important in a game that the fan finds important. The fan can find common ground with the player. He can play the player in a video game, or what can be the most powerful way can be that a fan can have a personal experience with that player. And on Monday night, hundreds of young fans got up close and personal with the Armada. Davis Park in Nocatee was the site as the Armada took their Monday practice session on the road to the home of the Ponte Vedra Storm. Head coach Guillermo Hoyo's team got to work on the pro turf field there, which will come in handy when the Armada travel to Edmonton and New York, both of which have artificial fields. The kids were excited to see the Armada in action. More on that in a moment. Despite some thunderstorms before training, it was a good session for the players and a chance to make some new friends and some new fans.
It was awesome. A lot of kids. When we started walking out of the bus, they were all jumping around and trying to give us high fives.
We love coming out here and helping the community, getting Jacksonville Armada out here. Yeah, we love seeing the kids come out. We love getting involved with them in the community. So yeah, it's great for us.
When I was little, being able to be so close to the players when they train is huge. And being able to watch them a little bit closer and what they do and what they're going to do with the ball and without the ball, it helps because they will probably imitate that in their training session and then maybe even become better and grow from there.
I think it's great what the Armada is doing with the community outreach. I believe that's one way to get the community involved and coming to support us, but also as a way to give back. What better way to give back than going out to a youth club and letting the little kids, the little guys that maybe look up to some of us as players, watch us train and see what it's like to be in a practice session.
The team enjoyed it, and so did the kids. That was easy to see. I mean, just look at them getting their autograph signs. And Cole actually chatted with a few of the youngest Armada fans about their night.
They played really quick, two-touch passing. Just meeting the players and the experience will be good.
The guy who scored the 12 seconds, I didn't get his name.
Paul Johnson.
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah. I like him.
I learned that they push really high up and they're very vocal. Their distribution is great out of the back and they just really communicate with their players, and I think that's great. I just love watching professional soccer. It's great to have a professional team here, and it's a great city, great environment. It's a big soccer city, and I was really looking forward to having a professional team, and it's great. I love the guys. It's awesome.
Because when I met SC Edmonton, there was nothing that great about it, but when I meet people from my hometown, it is amazing.
I mean, I've seen games in Miami, but I'm excited to have one that I can call my own in my hometown.
That was just the first of the Armada's road tour. You can see the upcoming schedule. Team will be at Patton Park for JFC on Monday. Then the following Monday, it's Ringhaver Park on 118th Street for the West Side Soccer Club. Then May 11th, Fleming Island and the Dennis Violet Soccer Complex for the Clay County Soccer Club. All the practices run from 5:30 to 7:30 with an autograph session to follow. The club is looking to add more dates in the fall.
As the Armada heads down to play the Tampa Bay Rowdies Saturday, there are a few Armada players who used to call Tampa their home. Midfielder Pascal Millian and defender Jordan Gaffa tell us more on their experience there and thoughts heading into tomorrow's match.
I was there for my last 2 years professional, so I liked it there. It was nice, but I like it better here in Jacksonville so far. It'll be good playing against them again, seeing some old friends and all. But when it comes to game time, it'll be strictly business.
Only thing I remember right now is just when I start my professional debut with Tampa. The one that gave me the chance to become a professional athlete. And for me to go in there to play against them, it's just like, I can feel the feeling again, but I'm just, looking forward for that, and then hopefully I get the win there.
Here are some matches to look forward to. Saturday, the Armada visit the Rowdies in Tampa. And if you can't make that trip, the Armada is hosting a watch party presented by CW17 at the Mellow Mushroom in Avondale. Kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. And starting in May, all home matches will be held at Community First Park. On May 2nd, they take on the San Antonio Scorpions for a day themed around celebrating the global game and all its cultures. And on May 9th, the Boys in Blue take on Indy 11. This day will be in honor of all servicemen and women.
Saturday, the Armada play the Tampa Bay Rowdies for the first time in the regular season. The Armada wrapped up the preseason against the Rowdies last month. It's another leg in the Coastal Cup and a building rivalry between the three NASL teams in the state. Rowdies are off to a 1-1-1 start, but haven't scored a goal since the 61st minute of their opening night victory over San Antonio. For the Armada, it's an important opportunity to pick up points on the road.
We've battled them in the preseason once, and so we know what we're coming up against. I think it's going to be a challenge, but I think it's if we are playing together like we did, especially the first game, and stay strong, and I think we'll be fine, and I think we'll go out and pull out the 3 points for sure. 3 points on the road in any league that you play, it's always huge. So, we know what it means to us. We know that if we get 3 points, we'll be at 6, and we'll be, somewhere on top of the table, and that's going to give us more motivation to face the champions, which is the San Antonio Scorpions.
As we mentioned last week, the Name the Kraken contest has finalized 4 names that you all can now vote on. The names are, in no particular order, Armando, Carl with a K, Jonesy, after John Paul Jones, the founder of the U.S. Navy, and finally, Squid Vicious. Make sure to vote on armadasocialrewards.com by April 30th. The name will be announced on the match on May 2nd.
And here's a great way to get your Armada fix, the Kraken Pack. Choose one of 2 packs, 8 matches, just $88. Both packs include matches against the New York Cosmos and the Fort Lauderdale Strikers, plus 6 other NASL fixtures. Call 844-2-ARMADA or online at armadafc.com. Straight ahead, we'll have highlights from around the NASL and a look at the standings after 2 weeks, now 3 weeks of matches.
And Bob Veal joins us for Bob's Bootroom. Stick around, more Armada Kickoff is straight ahead.
It isn't too late to get your Armada season tickets. You can get them right now, prorated for the remaining matches. An interest-free monthly payment plan still applies. Of course, as a season ticket owner, you get invitations to special season ticket owner-only events, and tickets start from just $10 per match. It's the best price on Armada seats. 844-2-ARMADA or online at armadafc.com. As the Armada was on the bye week, the rest of the NASL was full speed ahead, and the weekend's matches were highlighted by a Goal of the Year candidate. Now let's go around the NASL.
Let's start in Indianapolis, where the Indy 11 hosting the defending champion San Antonio Scorpions. Game was level until this. Check out this blast from Sergio Pena from 40 yards plus. This in the 89th minute, and it gives Indy 11 a 2-1 victory. Take another look at it from way out there. It extends Indy's unbeaten streak to 8 games going all the way back to last year. It was also the ESPN FC play of the day on Saturday, on a day when the EPL and the MLS all played. This was the goal they pointed out as the play of the day in the sport of soccer. Meanwhile, a rivalry that dates back to the 1970s, New York Cosmos and Tampa Bay Rowdies. 12,550 on hand in New York to watch this one. Handball called early in the 11th minute. That allowed Spanish star Marco Senna to put the penalty kick away, make it a 1-0 Cosmos lead. Later, Walter Restrepo sets the table, his 3rd assist in as many matches, finding Leo Fernandez, who finishes things off. Cosmos beat the Rowdies by the count of 2-0 in New York. They were ready to go in Canada as the Ottawa Fury hosting the Minnesota United. United had won all 3 of the previous meetings with the 2 sides, but this time Ottawa would get it done. Look at Tom Heineman beating 3 United defenders, slots the ball past the goalkeeper. Ottawa wins it 1-0 in the Great White North. Atlanta Silverbacks winless in their last 12, and they went to Carolina. Shaka Bangura scoring in the 49th minute, and then John Okafor finishing off Kyle Miller's cross in the 68th minute. Atlanta handles Carolina 2-1. And finally, in Edmonton, trailing, the Eddies were behind Fort Lauderdale by the count of 2-1 until the 75th minute when Saini Niasi puts one in. Then 5 minutes later, Tomi Amiobi came on and provided the winner. The Eddies extend their home unbeaten streak to 9 games with a 3-2 victory over the Strikers.
So here's the league table after 3 weeks of play. New York Cosmos on top with 7 points. They have a 2-point clearance there from Indy 11 that have earned a couple of draws in addition to their victory. Indy, remember, last year a first-year club really struggled out of the gate, but they've gotten off to a much better start this time around, even with Atlanta Silverbacks in second position in the table. Carolina and Tampa Bay with 4 points, as do Edmonton and Ottawa, the two Canadian teams. The Armada there with 3 points, but of course coming off the bye week, they'll have a chance to catch up to the rest of the league here, as everybody will have a bye week throughout the course of the spring season. Strikers, Minnesota United, and amazingly, the defending champion San Antonio Scorpions still without a point this year. Now let's head to Bob's Boot Room, presented by Nike. Here are Bob Veal and Krissty Andaur.
Thank you, Cole. Bob, talking earlier, you mentioned having shape and balance in the back might be something the Armada need in order to win tomorrow's match. Explain that a little further for us.
Yes, the way the Armada play is to play from the back and overlapping wingers, as we've seen all the time when they play. So let's look at the back four. And when I talk about the shape, I'm talking about our outside guys here, and our inside guys drop back a little bit from that. So you get a kind of semicircle shape with our midfielders pretty well controlling the midfield, and then our forwards up here ready to go that way. Now what we must do is keep this shape on. So if we're attacking on the right, so if we send a player down that way on the right side, overlapping fullbacks we call it, then there's one or two things we've got to do. Either the right midfield has got to drop in to cover that back position to keep that shape on, or the back has to wheel, and this guy drops in here. So they wheel round to cover that position. So often, this position or this position, when we overlap, is left empty. And we've had a number of counter-attacks down the right, our left, and down the other side of the field because we do not fill in enough. You know, when we overlap like this, you can drop one midfield back because you've got another midfield, play the triangle with the deep lying centre forward. So they can play the shapes that they want to play here, or again, vice versa, they can play the shape they want to do with their forwards, and they've still got the two forwards. So they move that diamond up the field, so the forward comes into play in that diamond. So you get the diamond there. So you move forward in diamonds, but you must keep that shape on, and that shape will eventually go to here as you move forward up the field. But we're lacking a little bit in the discipline to keep that shape together. And of course, to beat all this, you would have seen on the tape that the Indy 11, Sergio Pino, hit the ball from 40 yards, so it doesn't matter what you do at the back. If he knocks the ball from 40 yards, they will score every time.
Thank you so much, Bob. The Armada look to earn 3 more points on Saturday night against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Cole?
Thank you, guys. Straight ahead, we'll convene the Analyst Roundtable presented by Subway as Armada Kickoff rolls on.
The Armada Social Rewards program is a great way to stay connected with the team via social media. Just go online at armadasocialrewards.com, create an account, and start earning free gifts like jerseys, scarves, and even tickets to future matches. Each week, we pick a random winner, and congratulations to Simon Muldoon. You've won 2 tickets to the May 2nd match against the San Antonio Scorpions and this awesome Navy Armada t-shirt. And now let's head over to the Roundtable, presented by Subway. Cole?
Players that you can switch around, and we're going to be very strong.
We saw a lot of different players, a lot of different lineups.
All right, thank you, Krissty. Welcome in the Analyst Roundtable presented by Subway, and we've got Mauricio Ruiz and David Hayes joining us here. How important is this match, David, for the Armada, particularly when you start talking about the spring season championship push?
I mean, I think it's important because we got to start getting some points on the road. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's a long season. We do have to start gaining ground again because there's only 10 or 11 games into the spring season. So we're already 3 games in, or 2 games with a bye, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. And so I think we need to start gaining ground, but I'm not worried. It's a long spring season.
Yeah, well, if you look at the table right now, I mean, we have a bye, so we have a game in hand still. And we're only 4 points away from the top of the league, which is the Cosmos. Atlanta's right there on top. Some of the teams, Carolina. So everyone that's in front of us is still points to be claimed, and we have a game on top. So that's pretty positive for us.
It's only 2 games in a bye, as David mentioned. But should the Armada be looking to change personnel usage or formation at this point?
Well, I think at any given point, the coaches have to continue to reevaluate their team. And if you're ever going to do a change, you do it in a week or 2 weeks where you can actually train. As the season gets going, you have recovery time, you have travel time. You don't really have any time to change because you don't have time to train. So now we've had basically 10 days fully to train. I don't think we're convinced that our back line is as solid as we want it to be. So if we're going to make a change, why not do it this week?
I think we do. I think somehow we have to figure out how we get Pascal on the field. I think we might have to change, and as well as I think it's too much of a risk to go on the road now and play in the system that we're playing. We need to figure out how to put more numbers behind the ball.
That big question about getting Pascal Million, Jamal Johnson, Keita, and Marcos Flores all on the pitch at the same time. We've been talking about this for months, and they still haven't been able to figure out the right way to fit that in. Maybe this is the week they do that.
I think they have to start figuring something out because it's too risky. We need more numbers behind the ball, and maybe we go to a 3-5-2 where it's more both sides are wing backs. I don't know how we figure it out. That's the coach's job, but I think we do need to change something.
You mentioned it's a long spring season, but it's a lot shorter than the fall season, right? Just 10 games with 11 teams. As you look around the NASL at this point, Mauricio, which teams are the teams to beat here in the spring?
Well, I think the Cosmos have claimed themselves. I mean, they haven't dropped a point just yet. Indy hasn't dropped a point. They've claimed points on the road. They've claimed points at home. So if you look at those 2 teams in terms of short 3-game season so far, I think the Cosmos are probably the most solid team. If you have had an opportunity to see them on video, they're probably the most solid, most concrete, most experienced team in the league. So once we have a matchup against them, and once again, every team that's to beat, it's in front of us still.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mauricio said it correctly. I mean, New York has gone 2 games on the road, gotten points, and a game at home. So they're the ones to beat. But as well as, Manny Lagos is going to have Minnesota rolling, and so is Colin Clark in Carolina. So those are, I think, the 3 teams that are to beat.
All right, we'll keep a close eye on the table there. Did the Fort Lauderdale match do anything to create this rivalry? We were talking about creating the Florida rivalry. David, did you see anything in the Fort Lauderdale match a couple of weeks ago that said, boy, that's going to lead to a rivalry with these 2
Well,
sides?
the red card, the PK, all that little nipping and tucking and fighting, all that stuff is. So I think the next time we play them is going to be a good match.
All right, guys, David Hayes, Mauricio Ruiz, thanks so much. Well, when we come back, we'll hear from the kids, the folks down in Ponte Vedra after the Armada visited. What did they have to say? Stick around. More to come on Armada Kickoff. Straight ahead. Single match tickets are on sale right now. Hey, get them right while they're hot. To May 2nd, that's a week from Saturday, the Armada return home to face San Antonio Scorpions, the defending champions at Community First Park. It's World Celebration Night. The following week, also at Community First Park, against Indy 11. That's Military Appreciation Night. That should be a great evening. It always is in Jacksonville. Then a home match at the end of May against the Carolina Railhawks, and the Armada wrap up the spring June the 7th against the Ottawa Fury. Call 844-2-ARMADA or go online to armadafc.com.
A great way to stay connected with the team is through social media, especially Twitter and Instagram. And just because the Armada had a bye week doesn't mean that the players had off. Pascal Million and Jamal Johnson showed the social media world just the definition of gym buddies. Rosie shared her excitement after she got the okay to travel down to Tampa Bay. Section 904, the Armada's official supporters group, tweeted just how full of Duval Tampa will be on Saturday. Joseph Toby shared a photo on Instagram signing autographs for the kids of Ponte Vedra Storm Soccer Club. And just how do some Armada players kick back? Well, dancing to Dance Dance Revolution, of course. Sean Nicklaw and Jordan Gaffa showing off their moves.
Impressive moves, guys. Remember, you can get the latest on the Armada online at armadafc.com and on radio on the Armada Soccer Show, Fridays at 3 on Sports Radio 930. You can also hear the Armada Monday podcast every Monday with Bob Veal and me on armadafc.com.
You can also learn more about the team on the Armada's YouTube channel. And speaking of video, here's a little more from some of the kids of the Ponte Vedra Storm Soccer Club as they prepared to meet Armada players on Monday. I'm Krissty Andaur.
I'm Cole Pepper. See you next time.
What do they do when they're not practicing? Do they just practice when they're at home or at the soccer fields?
Do you think any of them play with the ball in the house?
Yes.
Okay. Do you play with the ball in the house?
Yes.
Do you get in trouble when you play with the ball in the house?
No.
What number do you wear?
28.
Ooh, I don't know. We don't have a 28. You could be the 28 on the Armada.
Yes.
You ready to go? If the Armada wanted to sign you up today, are you ready to go?
No.
No, not yet. You need some more practice.
Yes. How old are they?
There's some young ones. There's some who are, there's one who's 16. And
my sister's only 14.
See, he's only 2 years older than your sister. Then there's some that are in their 30s. You know, they're really old. Not as old as me, but pretty old.
My mom's 40.
I'm older than your mom.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's not good for anybody, is it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, good work. Get out there. Get some
Armada Kickoff is brought to you by Community First Credit Union, Winn-Dixie, Baptist Health, Bowden Eye and Associates, Brumos Automotive, and Coastal Spine and Pain Center.
Pro Soccer is back in Jax. Get your Armada season tickets now, with seats starting at just $10. Interest-free payment plans available.